Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with Golden Opportunities Coaching and Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is bring about conversations of a psychological, mental, and emotional health paradigm. And no, we talk about pro wrestling, old school, new school, and all points in between. We try to do that as often as we can, usually several times per week. We've got nearly 2,200 of these available for your listening pleasure. This is the Wrestling Challenge Review Series for the 25th of April, 1993. 93 and 94, and some of 95 is up and easy for me to access, so we should be able to give you a good bit of WrestleMania, Wrestling Challenge, post-WrestleMania 9 action. Anyway, Yokozuna is out there, and Yokozuna being in a non-championship squash match is kind of weird around this time period because he does end up, from June forward, not being in that position. Anyway, Yoko going right at it with enhancement talent. Enhancement talent that he is facing here is none other than Rudy Gonzalez, a.k.a. the gentleman who helped Shawn Michaels run his wrestling school. 216 for Yokozuna. Also on this show, special report including the feud between Sensational Sherry and Luna Vachon, featuring the first vignette promoting the debut of the Smoking Guns, also on the show, including Jim Ross reading a statement from Jack Tunney announcing that Tunney had started to investigate the Lex Luger forearm, the fact that Tunney is unable to remove the plate from Luger's forearm due to an accident. It's part of his body. Also featuring Ray Rougeau conducting a podium interview with Luger where he discusses Bret Hart with Luger, claiming that he was the reason Hart lost the championship WrestleMania 9, including also the comments from Luger and Bob Backlund about the King of the Ring qualifying match following. And anyway, Yoko hits the bonsai drop. Very basic match there. Then we see Mr. Perfect in a one-on-one concept with Blake Beverly, 531 Perfect Plex. During the bout, Bo Beverly appears at ringside, attempts to interfere before he's sent back to the locker room by the referee. Obviously, Hennig at the time, a pretty major babyface. I wouldn't necessarily say fully major babyface, but he's here and doing what he can there. The brawl for Sherry and Luna in the first aid room is also part of the run at the time, and Lord Alfred Hayes brings us that action. Hennig against Beverly is a pretty basic deal there. Hennig basically hits drop kicks and all of that. Beverly in control in the early part of the match. Again, running only 5 minutes, but it's a good 5 minutes. Hennig sends his adversary out to the floor with a kind of spinning clothesline type maneuver. Hennig also hits a couple of and the Beverlys kind of managed to not be on the same page a little bit here. Hennig tries to cut his man off, does not get what he wants, misses a clothesline, and Hennig hits the cross body along the way, and ultimately Curt Hennig does what he can where he can, and manages to get things going in his general direction. Curt Hennig eventually winning the match with the perfect plex. Ted DiBiase up next with Erwin Arsheister. They talk about having matches with Hogan and friends. As mentioned, leading to Hennig with the victory with the perfect plex, and again, just trying to get him on TV. I have a feeling basic stuff. Anyway, we go to the next in series of things here, a tag match. Tag match is still a matter of care at this point. Head Shrinkers in a squash match here. Head Shrinkers getting ready for What ends up being a summer run with the Smoking Guns, as it were, Head Shrinkers with Offa defeating Sean Dakota and Jim Armstrong 215, fought 2 pins Armstrong with a splash off the top rope, punch kick style, and ultimately back kick and the top rope splash. Head Shrinkers in solid control, basically used to get the Smoking Guns ready for better quality matches later throughout the summer here. Kamala with Slick pinning White Shadow 141, splash to the back during the bout. Insert promo. Kamala and Slick are shown where Slick gets Kamala to say the word amen. Slick doing the minister gimmick at the time, and ultimately trying to get people to maybe be, I don't know, supportive of his endeavors, as it were. Anyway, we continue the foray into that, and, kicks, punches, very basic moves by Kamala throughout. Not much of a challenge in less than 2 minutes, but it is what it is as far as that match is concerned. Lex Luger out next, thinking about just being less than a month, 5 or 6 weeks away from, turning babyface, but he says that he is to take credit for the Bret Hart victory. Not quite sure why they turned Luger at this point in '93. In terms of less than 2 months later, he's the top babyface in the promotion. So it's kind of just a weird. Well, two and a little bit, but anyway, around 2 months later, still the best run there. But anyhow, we continue going forward. Typhoon up next, Typhoon as a single here in 1993. Earthquake, I believe, already having left the promotion, at least for a little while. Barry Horowitz is the opponent for Typhoon here. Not your typical match, actually. Horowitz getting Typhoon down a little bit, but Typhoon also hitting a forward falling slam and other basic splash maneuvers. They go about 4 or 5 minutes, which for Barry Horowitz is a good run for him. Horowitz, obviously one of the biggest enhancement talent guys at the time in the, I guess you'd say, history of the promotion, perhaps. Anyway, we move to Razer Ramon, still a heel here, although not that much longer. By summer, he is in babyface territory, but Razer Ramon here is still riding the heel wave. Razor beating Alan Reed 230 with the Razor's edge. Follow-away reverse slam and the back suplex off the top turnbuckle, and all points in between there before the Razor's edge getting the victory for Razor. And we'll be back with more right after this.